Every camera, every photograph you've ever taken, uses technology discovered by a Muslim scholar locked in a prison cell over 1,000 years ago. And the discovery happened in the darkest moment of his life. This is the story of Ibn al-Haytham, the man who changed how humanity sees the world while sitting in darkness. The year 965, Basra, present-day Iraq. The Islamic Golden Age, when Muslim civilization was the intellectual center of the world. While Europe was in darkness, cities like Baghdad and Cairo blazed with knowledge. Libraries held hundreds of thousands of books. Scholars of different faiths worked together, preserving ancient wisdom. Ibn al-Haytham started as a high-ranking minister in Basra. Power, wealth, respect. But he was troubled. A devout Muslim seeking truth, he realized religious arguments couldn't be proven through debate alone. So he did something radical. Faked madness to escape politics and pursue pure science. He wrote, "The duty of the man who investigates is to make himself an enemy of all that he reads and attack it from every side." This approach made him famous, and it reached the ears of one of history's most dangerous men, Al-Hakim, the mad caliph of Cairo. Brilliant but erratic. One day building libraries, the next executing ministers on whims. He had heard of Ibn al-Haytham and had a problem: the unpredictable Nile floods. Ibn al-Haytham had written he could build a dam to control the Nile. Al-Hakim personally invited him to Egypt with full honors. But traveling south toward Aswan, Ibn al-Haytham saw the magnificent structures built by ancient pharaohs. A terrifying thought struck. If this were possible, they would have already done it. At the cataracts, his worst fears were confirmed. The plan was impossible. He'd promised the mad caliph he could solve Egypt's greatest problem. He failed. Al-Hakim did not tolerate failure. So Ibn al-Haytham did the only thing that could save his life. He pretended to go insane. Under Islamic law, the mentally ill couldn't be held responsible. Al-Hakim was furious but followed the law. House arrest. Possessions seized. 10 years in a dark room. A prisoner. Alone. Forgotten. One day, sunlight streaming through a tiny hole created something extraordinary. An upside-down image of the outside world projected on the opposite wall. In that moment, everything changed. For 1,500 years, history's greatest minds believed eyes shot out light rays. Ibn al-Haytham realized they were wrong. Light came to the eye, not from it. Objects reflected light into our pupils, to the retina, creating vision. He systematically experimented with his darkened room. Al-Bayt al-Muslim. The dark chamber. In Latin, camera obscura. The first camera. He tested different apertures and light sources. This was modern science, 500 years before the Renaissance. All his research became Kitab al-Manazir, the Book of Optics. But his greatest contribution was how he discovered truth, the modern scientific method. A Muslim scholar figured it out in 1021, in a prison cell. After 10 years, Caliph al-Hakim mysteriously vanished. Ibn al-Haytham was freed. He settled in Cairo, teaching and writing for 19 more years. He authored over 200 works before dying around 1040. In the 13th century, his work spread across Europe. Leonardo da Vinci used his principles. Galileo's telescope, eyeglasses, microscopes, photography, all came from understanding light as Ibn al-Haytham taught us. Today, every camera, in your phone and satellites, operates on principles discovered in that dark room. When his work reached Europe, they Latinized his name to Alhazen, often erasing his Islamic origins. In 2015, UNESCO declared the International Year of Light in his honor. What can we learn? First, failure isn't the end. His Nile plan failed, yet in imprisonment he changed history. Second, the pursuit of truth is the highest calling. He trusted evidence over authority. Third, science and faith aren't enemies. Ibn al-Haytham believed understanding God's creation through science was worship. Next time you take a photo, remember, you're using technology from a scholar who turned his darkest moment into humanity's brightest insight. He proved light doesn't come from us, it comes to us. We see the world not by projecting ourselves, but by receiving it. Sometimes we must sit in darkness to finally see clearly. From a prison cell in Cairo to every camera on earth. The man who gave us the gift of capturing light. found his own light in the darkest of places.